Phil Terry. Never search alone. The Job Seeker's Playbook. Are you looking for a job or thinking about switching careers? Then you know how isolating, exhausting, and even frightening the job search can feel. This Blink introduces a new approach that turns job hunting from a lonely struggle into a community-driven process. You'll learn how to team up with fellow seekers, conduct market research before applying, and discover the sweet spot between your talents and real market demand. Whether you're a recent graduate, a mid-career professional, or a senior executive, this approach helps you land better jobs faster, while giving you the emotional support and negotiation leverage you need to succeed. The power of teaming up. So you've lost your job, or maybe you're just tired of the one you have. Now you're facing the dreaded process we call a job search. And even with strong credentials and interview experience, each rejection can send you deeper into self-doubt. Sound familiar? The reality is that job hunting takes an emotional toll on everyone. Loneliness, financial stress, and imposter syndrome are just a few of the unpleasant experiences that accompany this process. You might wonder how it's even possible to turn this nightmare into a pleasant journey, with emotional support, less stress, and better opportunities. But have you ever considered searching for a job as part of a team? A Job Search Council, or JSC, is a group of people at similar professional levels who meet regularly to help each other navigate the challenges of job hunting. This might sound like a strange idea at first, but let's consider why a JSC might be just what you need. First, think of it as creating your own advisory board for career transitions. A JSC brings together 4 to 6 professionals at comparable levels who are all actively job hunting. Unlike typical networking events focused on making contacts, JSCs emphasize openness and genuine support. Because job searching can feel so isolating, it's easy to forget that we're all social creatures. When people share similar experiences, trust forms quickly, and hope replaces isolation. That's exactly what happens in a JSC. Consider Sophia, a marketing professional whose previous manager had destroyed her confidence. Her JSC helped restore her self-belief, which translated into stronger interviews and better negotiation outcomes. These groups also expand your reach dramatically. Each member contributes unique contacts and industry knowledge, exposing you to opportunities you'd miss searching solo. When 5 professionals formed a JSC during the pandemic, one member's connection to private equity opened doors for 2 others to land positions at PE-funded companies. We all know that most hard things in life are easier when you do them with other people. It's time we start applying this principle to job hunting. Building your search party. Starting a job search council might sound intimidating. After all, who really wants to discuss their career struggles with strangers? But finding fellow job seekers to join you is usually easier than you would expect, and the process is surprisingly straightforward. Begin your recruitment by securing just one other person. You can ask your contacts whether they know anyone with a similar profile as yours who's currently looking for a job. Connect with past coworkers, share posts on professional platforms, or explore alumni communities. Don't limit yourself to your own field. Having members from different industries can bring fresh perspectives and expand your network. When contacting prospects, highlight that you're establishing a forum to ask for help. This specific language acts as an effective filter, drawing in cooperative, humble individuals while deterring those who might try to control conversations. Clarify that the group's purpose is providing emotional and practical support during the challenging job search journey. Here's an important guideline. Keep unemployed searchers separate from those still employed. These populations move at incompatible paces. Those without jobs usually prefer frequent meetings and rapid action, while employed members need gentler scheduling to manage their existing work demands. After securing your initial partner, collaborate on establishing basic ground rules. How often you'll meet, privacy expectations, attendance requirements, and your collective commitment to mutual assistance throughout each person's search. Then, both of you find one additional member, targeting a total group size of 4 to 6 people. Meetings follow a straightforward 3-segment format: progress updates from each member, brief help requests, and extended discussions featuring group activities. As the organizer, you'll facilitate. But don't overcomplicate this responsibility. Eager job seekers instinctively support one another, making leadership manageable. If finding members is tough, remember that most people feel honored when they're invited to help. The key is to start small and build trust over time, laying the foundation for real support that can turn job searching from an isolating ordeal into a team effort. Networking the right way. It's no secret that the best job opportunities often come through connections. Yet, most people approach networking the wrong way, by asking contacts for favors instead of seeking out wisdom. The real breakthrough happens when you turn networking from asking for help into gathering market insights. Traditional networking feels uncomfortable because you're essentially requesting people solve your problems. But strategic conversations can become genuinely valuable for everyone involved. Here are 3 specific conversation types that turn networking from awkward requests into enlightening exchanges. First, when talking to former colleagues or supervisors, start by asking for feedback on your past performance, both your strengths and areas for improvement. People tend to be more honest once a working relationship has ended. For example, one JSC member learned that he needed to improve his prioritization skills, which ended up transforming his management style and career path. Next, with your broader network, try this approach. Ask them how they would tackle this career transition if they were you. This reframes you as someone seeking advice rather than favors. People enjoy playing advisor and often reveal insights you'd never discover independently. One JSC member learned about specialized writing roles that perfectly matched her background but weren't even on her radar. Third, treat recruiters as a source of untapped expertise rather than asking them to immediately find you a position. Request their market assessment. Which jobs could you get easily? Which ones would be harder to secure? Which are beyond your expertise? These professionals appreciate being consulted for their industry knowledge rather than just their contact lists. Structure each conversation consistently. Present your career summary, ask your main question, then request feedback on your self-assessment. Always conclude by asking for additional people to contact. Follow up with appreciation notes and periodic updates about your progress. The real change comes when you realize these conversations aren't just networking. They're a way to gather valuable information and spot opportunities or blind spots you'd miss on your own. Discovering what you want. When it comes to finding the right job, slowing down can actually speed up your process. Consider Alison Mnookin, a software executive who discovered her dream role by doing something counterintuitive. She took a break to truly understand what she wanted. Most job seekers make the critical mistake of leaping into networking and interviewing while emotionally vulnerable and unclear about their goals. Random applications go nowhere, and rejections from jobs you don't even want can devastate your confidence. The solution lies in a structured self-discovery process. The big secret lies in inversion thinking. Rather than struggling to articulate what you want, begin with what you absolutely hate. What would be your professional nightmare? Mnookin realized hers was sitting at her computer alone all day. This clarity helped her pursue team-oriented positions where she could implement ideas. Next, transform those insights into concrete must-haves and must-nots. Hate frequent travel? Your must-haves become no more than 3 work trips per year. Such specificity prevents accepting roles that will make you miserable later. Trusted colleagues, mentors, or your JSC can help you find your must-haves and must-nots. For instance, you can interview each on preferences and blind spots while taking notes. This creates psychological distance from your anxieties and reveals patterns you might miss. For more emotional ease, it can help to practice gratitude exercises throughout the job search process. List everyone who's helped your career, then write thank you letters to each person. But don't send them yet. Simply reflecting on past support reminds you that you have a community of allies and boosts confidence when self-doubt creeps in. Such preparation provides emotional scaffolding. When you eventually face rejection or difficult feedback during your job search, you'll have clarity about your direction and a support network to help process setbacks. Remember that you can't get what you want before knowing what it is. Taking time for self-reflection may not just transform your job search, but your whole approach to life. Doing your research. Have you ever spent months interviewing for your dream job, only to face rejection after rejection? This is what happened to Robert, a media executive, when he tried to transition to Silicon Valley tech companies. Though he had held senior positions before, these companies didn't value his traditional media background the way he expected. This gap between personal aspirations and market demand represents one of the primary reasons job searches stagnate. Many professionals approach career transitions like making wishes rather than developing concrete plans. But reaching your ultimate career destination sometimes requires taking unexpected routes. Robert, for instance, made a strategic decision. He accepted a junior-level product role at a well-known Silicon Valley firm, sacrificing status and income for market credibility. Years later, this calculated risk helped him secure the senior role he originally wanted. Success requires developing your candidate market fit, an honest evaluation of which positions you can realistically obtain now, rather than roles you eventually hope to reach. This process might involve creating stepped approaches like Robert's, or discovering alternative routes toward your objectives. After clarifying your market positioning, your professional material should align accordingly. Your LinkedIn presence and resume must reflect your targeted opportunities, rather than simply cataloging past experiences. If you're pursuing marketing leadership roles but display no marketing background, recruiters are unlikely to discover your profile in their database searches. Here too, your JSE can play a critical role. With another job seeker, you can review each other's professional profiles, much like you would review a friend's dating profile. While it's nearly impossible to be objective about your own materials, it's much easier to spot problems in someone else's. Make no mistake, market research often reveals unwelcome information. Yet this honest assessment, despite any ego bruising, creates the groundwork for approaches that deliver real results. Interviewing your future colleagues. The most important question in every job interview is the one you ask yourself afterwards. Do I actually want to work here? Many candidates get so focused on impressing potential employers that they forget interviews should be mutual evaluations. Instead of just hoping to get hired, become a business detective. Investigate whether a company truly deserves your talents. This means digging beyond glossy websites and marketing materials to uncover their real story. Start your investigation early. Look for telling details on how leaders communicate publicly. Do they use humble language or corporate jargon? Search for employee reviews and pay attention to patterns and complaints. During face-to-face meetings, pay attention to how people actually behave, not just what they say. Notice whether interviewers seem rushed, dismissive, or genuinely engaged. Ask pointed questions about company culture, like how teams resolve disagreements or what happens when projects fail. Request specific examples rather than accepting vague platitudes about teamwork and clear communication. When you're ready to impress your interviewers, try this powerful strategy. Draft a detailed plan outlining exactly what you'd hope to accomplish in your first 90 days if hired. This approach shows serious commitment and forces both sides to clarify expectations up front. It also gives you valuable negotiating power later. Perhaps, most importantly, resist the urge to decide immediately, even when you're excited about an opportunity. Schedule a conversation with a trusted mentor afterward to process what happened. Outside perspectives often catch warning signs that enthusiasm can blind you to. The goal is finding the right mutual fit. Companies that truly value employees will appreciate candidates who ask tough questions and take time to decide thoughtfully. Those that don't probably aren't places you'd want to work anyway. Negotiating successfully. So, you landed a new job. Congrats! But hold off on celebrating just yet. Most people think getting the job offer is the finish line, when it's actually the starting gate for the most crucial phase, negotiation. Here's a startling number. 83% of people who negotiate their job offers receive more than initially proposed. Yet most job seekers, especially women and people of color, never ask for more, potentially losing over $560,000 in lifetime earnings. Often they fear losing the offer entirely, but this almost never happens. Consider that companies actually expect you to negotiate. They rarely extend offers at their maximum budget, building in cushions specifically for counteroffers. Think of it like buying a used car. The sticker price is just the starting point. But here's where most people stumble. They negotiate in isolation. You can tap into your JSC support networks to research compensation benchmarks, rehearse conversations, and build confidence. For example, one JSC group helped a member secure an additional $200,000 in total package value by repositioning her unique connection to the company's target demographic. The real game changer is expanding your negotiation beyond salary discussions. Make sure you have the resources essential for your success. Team budgets, technology upgrades, mentorship access, professional development opportunities. These investments often prove more valuable than initial compensation because they fast-track your career. Even if you're still feeling a little shy, remember that negotiation represents professional advocacy, not aggression. When you make thoughtful, well-researched requests, you're establishing conditions for long-term success. The main takeaway of this blink, To Never Search Alone by Phil Terry, is that job searching doesn't have to be an isolating struggle. Job search councils are groups of 4 to 6 professionals at similar levels who support each other through career transitions. This collaborative approach provides emotional support, expands networks, and reveals blind spots that solo searchers miss. Key strategies include reframing networking as market research rather than asking for favors, taking time for honest self-discovery to clarify career goals, and conducting thorough research on the market. During interviews, evaluate companies as much as they evaluate you and negotiate strategically. You'll land a job that fits your exact style and needs. Okay, that's it for this blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next blink.